Thank you. Good morning, Virginia. My name is Elon Bludinger. I chair the Board of Trustees at the Washington International School. I live in Washington, D.C., and this is my 4th year as a judge for the Nationals. Welcome.
And hi, my name is Tandy McConnell. I'm a professor of history at Columbia College in South Carolina, and I'm delighted to be here with you.
My name is Sue Leeson. I'm a retired Supreme Court Justice from the state of Oregon and now a federal court mediator in the U.S. District Court. We'd like to meet you, please.
We are the Maggie Walker We the People team. I'm James Blott and I'm a senior.
My name is Marianne Patton. I'm also a senior.
I'm Mitch Caudell and I'm a senior as well, and this is our coach, Mr. Matt McGuire.
Congratulations again. It's nice to see you again, Unit 1. Your question today: why was the history of the Roman Republic both an example and a warning to America's founding generation? Why do you think the founders chose a republican or representative government rather than any other known forms of government? In Federalist 39, Madison argues that it is, quote, "it is essential to such a republican government that it be derived from the great body of the society, not from an inconsiderable portion or favored class of it," end quote. Do you agree, disagree, and why? Please begin.
Perhaps the single greatest impact of Rome and the classics on the founding generation was the realization that the nature of society and the nature of its government were inextricably interrelated, and that government's purpose was to better the citizenry and to promote good citizenship. The founding generation's choice of a republican government was not a difficult one. The success of the revolution required self-government, and anything less would have violated the spirit of '76. Thus, the founders ruled out monarchy and oligarchy, determined confederations unworkable under the Articles, and feared democracy for its chaotic and tumultuous nature. Consequently, rather than a debate over which type of government, the convention focused around which institutions to include in the republic.
Furnishing a new republic with institutions to protect liberty and security would not be an easy task, however. The rise of social contract theory, natural rights, and economic market mechanisms prevented a recreation of Greek or Roman models, and even the instillment or enforcement of classical virtue seemed impossible at best. As Alexander Hamilton wrote, quote, "there is a total dissimulation in the circumstances, and it is as ridiculous to seek for models in the simple ages of Greece and Rome as it would be among the Hottentot and Laplander," end quote. However, regardless of the ability of the classics in Rome to provide extant models for the Constitution, Rome and the classics still featured prominently in the American education system, and even more prominently in the founding generation's ubiquitously read histories. This familiarity with the classics and Roman narrative provided a rich cultural backdrop and political language to discuss the issues of the Constitution.
Madison's genius, ultimately, was an improvement of the Roman model. Realizing that the failures of the war governments, the Articles of Confederation, and the state constitutions all arose because of their similarity to ancient republicanism, Madison added monarchical principles through the executive and his own unique innovations to redefine republicanism and create functioning government. Where Rome sought to allow for self-governance by attempting to instill particular values, Madison allowed for self-governance by making government a large-scale conflict resolution process. Most radically, he divided the sovereignty between the federal and state governments, expanding Polybius' mixed systems along a vertical as well as horizontal level. The representation theory of Federalist No. 10 sufficiently answered the perceived need of homogeneity for successful republicanism, and Federalist No. 10 also allowed for market mechanisms and natural rights to exist in a self-governing system. Finally, Madison incorporated monarchical efficiencies into the Constitution as well. Vesting the office of the President with all executive authority provided for expediency and a basis of power only seen in kings. Madison simultaneously created a system in which power could not be too expansive, which had occurred amongst Roman consuls.
The greatest insight, however, regarded the interconnection of the citizens to the government. Rome's narrow definition of citizenship had led to class conflict and strife, and a dearth of good leadership. Whether directly or indirectly, the government of the United States would draw from all classes of society and be a true republic. The Republican motherhood gave a critically important place to women, the raising of morally good and upstanding citizens, and carved a place for them in the Republic of Letters being created in America. Titles of nobility were outlawed, as were statutes and law doctrines recognizing social distinction, making everyone simply a citizen. Political equality would put pressure on social equality and improve upon the Roman system.
Rome and the classics made up a large portion of the founding generation's knowledge of self-government practices. Separated from the ancient world by evolving economics, morals, and technology, the founding generation was still able to take examples and warnings from Rome and use it to craft a republican government of their own. A republican government which has continually expanded rights and liberty and may well be on its way to passing Rome's 500-year history.
Thank you. We're now ready for your questions.